Well, I'm hoping we're live. It's a Wednesday afternoon. I believe we've got audio, video, and we may even be in focus. How about that? I hope it's going to be a good day. I hope everybody's having a good week thus far. Wednesday, a lot of us well past the hump. Some of us still got to get there, but it's close. And once we're done with Wednesday, we're on our way, y'all. But great comments coming in today. Oh, already. Last week, I don't know if we broke a record or not. I think it took me an hour and 20 minutes today to go through all the comments. Okay, boss says we look good. Okay. All right. So I missed so many comments and questions and people helping everybody out. I've got a couple here that I've brought that I've copied over. We'll talk about from last week, but there's some really cool comments and it's so typical of leather crafters. What a great group of people. So, all right, Robert, you got a question here. I got a good answer for you. I can help you out. But let's jump over here and see what's going on. Hope everybody's got a good project on your table, got something you're working on. I have several things, but it's not a blessing. It's more of a curse. And we'll talk about that. Not really, just trying to make a decision. And evidently, I'm incapable of doing that. All right, Vanessa Kitty with us today. Daniel Reach. Hope you're doing all right, Daniel. Robert. Let's see. Lane is with us from London. Sunny London. How about that? Let's see. Daniel Reach. Start this party whenever you're ready. I'll just jump in when I can. How about that? Like a rhythm guitarist. I'll just find a place to jump in. Let's see. Okay, Robert, rainy Wednesday afternoon. We had all that rain come through from the tropical storm. Went right over us. The eye went right over us, and we actually saw it. It was kind of cool. But let's see. There is one here that I want to, let's see, I think it's from Eric. Let's see, I might have gotten a little too far talking about going on vacation. Vacation starts on Friday. Let's see, Eric, Robert, only because I wanted to comment on this. Bobby is with us. Cool, rare breed. Oh, man, where did that comment go? Anyway, starting 3 weeks of vacation. You know what? You bring that up. I thought we were friends. And you're good. Now, how cool is that? 3 weeks of vacation? I'm so envious. Vacations are like Bigfoot, right? There's some compelling video and some pictures and eyewitnesses. I just personally haven't seen one. So I'm kind of still on the fence whether Bigfoot and vacations really exist. Now, if Bigfoot does exist, all-time hide and go seek champion of forever. The universe. Yeah. Good at it. But anyway, so I'll find it or I won't. That's just the way it is. I think this might, oh man, I hope this isn't what it's going to be like all day. We'll do our best, but we got some fun stuff to talk about. We got some fun stuff to look at. Got some news, got some great leather on sale, and I'm going to roll on that. So let me just, you know what, I warn you right now. But also got some video news and, the videos we got up and coming up and working on. Got some good answers here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through this slowly. Sorry, I missed so many of these. Eric, thank you. The high point of the week. I'm so glad you feel that way. Same here. I look forward to this. All right, so Robert, let's jump over to this one. Robert has got a good question. When you guys make belts, if you're making more than one the same color, do you dye a big section of the hide to save time? Now, if you're a pro shop, you can airbrush a side or what's called blocking leather. So if you need 10 belts, 1.5 wide, you're going to cut a piece probably 16 inches wide just for a little bit of waste and then the length that you need. So yeah, you can strap it out, do whatever you need to. Then you're going to come back in like with an edge coat or an edge paint because you'll have a naked edge. I would say get all your belts strapped, edge ready to dye. And what I used to do, and I'm not kidding, I could dye 10 belts I think I could dye 10 belts in under a minute and a half. All right, so just put up, and I don't because I'm no longer a production shop, but like a broom handle, just hang it from your ceiling and just put hooks of this cheap little metal from the hardware store, just simple hooks. Now make a hook that's got 2 on it. So therefore you can grab 2 belts at a time, dip dyeing, pro dye, run those through, hang them on that rack, and walk away. I mean, literally, that's all there is involved. But to take that a step further, do a lot of little straps. Like, and again, we keep seeing the period stuff, but it makes the point best of all. I do with these either with 6, 8, or 9 buckle billet sets. That's a lot of little billet, like 18 little billets. If you make just, again, baling wire, some cheap wire from the hardware store, make something like this, and I'll stack all my straps on top grain to top grain, flesh, flesh, top grain, flesh. Yeah. So they kind of tend to bow a little bit towards the top grain. The point there is when you dip this in and pull this out, they're going to bow a little bit. So they're not laying next to each other. The top grain isn't laying right on top of the second one with dye on it, which would straight. No, they'll kind of bow a little bit. It's the coolest thing. I can dye 30 little billets in 12 seconds. Just dip them in, hang them up, walk away. Pro dye, of course, but pro dye. So yeah, you can blast through dyeing some belts. And maybe I'll put my bin on the floor. I'll put some paper out, like our shipping paper. Yeah, it makes great patterns, makes great paper for laying out. I'll put my bin on the floor, and that way when I pull it up, I have ample length. I don't really have to bend over, but bend over, but not kneel down. But pull that up, and I have plenty of room to pull that belt up, hang it, walk away. It literally is that easy. Robert, see if that helps. That will at least double your time. But the cool thing there is you're dyeing every edge, top, back, hole, everything gets dyed. And if you're using the pro dye, it should just work for you every time. Hopefully that's some help. Let's see. Yeah, Eric, it is, Eric. 3 weeks vacation starting Friday. Oh, how sweet it is. I'm so envious, Eric. And you had to bring that up, did you? Again, I thought we were friends. But no, congratulations. Wish I were you. Doing 3 weeks off, I could really use it. Especially everybody that's a homeowner, right? It's on the list. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So let's see. All right. Rare Breed with us, Bandit Blades. How do you write back? Y'all, it's a pleasure to see everybody's name. Yeah, Robert, buying blanks. Nah, strap yourself. You're gonna do you're probably gonna do 25% of the cost. Yeah, you'll shave 75. Let's see. Okay, if you're doing a blank, it's probably gonna be about $15. If you strap yourself, it's probably gonna be about $4, maybe. I'd have to calculate that down. In fact, you can calculate leather down to the square inch. It's like 4, 5, maybe 6 cents a square inch. You can calculate it that way, but add some waste onto that, if you need to, if for billing. But yeah, you really, really cut your cost down when you strap yourself. Oh, Mr. Pilot 737, we've got the joke of the week. I thought about you when I saw this. Let's see. Hey, Chuck, I'm working on a wet form knife case. I will put a pic on the fan page when I'm done. Please do. Wet form, that's a big subject, and there's so much we can do with it. We can wet form pockets, but we can wet form a decoration on the wet form pocket. Yeah, we've got a video on that. And the reason I bring that up is because I'm wishy-washy. I'm starting a series on the tools to help us at each step of the process. I think we're going with this belt for a bunch of reasons. First off, even from the new person all the way to the most experienced, we all make belts. It's just part of it. But secondly, the leaf. If you're new to tooling, this is one of the easiest things to tool, and it looks good all the time. I'd be surprised if you didn't tool a leaf that doesn't look great. And I want the filigree. So this project has all the steps, sewing, dye, antique, everything. Might even paint those feathers. I'm just dying to do that. Whereas we looked at a pouch last week, a wet form pouch. We're going to line these. So that opens up more options. I think we're going to go with a belt. I think so. I'm still iffy on it. I've already done the intro. And so anyway. Well, part of the reason I'm iffy is because our first segment is creating a pattern from scratch. And in fact, I've got a comment from someone on that. So I tried to do that at the beginning, but a belt doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now the tooling part, we're going to do that from scratch. But like, as opposed to a purse or a bag or chaps or something like that, it doesn't really have the oomph it needs for a video on creating our patterns from scratch. So I've broken that out. We're going to do a video patterns from absolute scratch. And I think I can help. I think I've got a way I do it, and it's usually it's pretty close. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the copyright end, which is odd. We don't want to take anybody's design. Now, really, if we're just making it for ourselves, that's typically not an issue. But when money changes hands, that's when we can get in a problem. But here's the coolest part. Because we're going to take that, and use it as a jumping off point. And then we're going to add our color of dye or our color of hardware or some tooling or some paint or multiple colors of dye. There's no issue. When we look at our finished product from the pick that was a jump off, it's so different. It's not even in the same neighborhood. So it's almost like it's hard to make it just like that because I don't want to do that. I want to add my own decoration. So anyway, working on that. That's probably going to be, I think, a 7-part series. But at the same time, I'm doing leather elements in between these. Got one. We'll come around to this. We'll come back around to that. Anyway, Mr. Pilot, 737, got the joke of the week. Thought about you on that one. Sean Bell, hello, right back to you. Mad Hatter. Oh, man, could you do a build on motorcycle saddlebags? Yes. Yes. In fact, saddlebags is up pretty soon. Now, I say pretty soon. It's in the queue to be thought about, to be planned, to make a video. Right. But it's on the list. I want to do a gun scabbard and saddlebags. And I want to do some chaps too. Now, we've done a briefcase, but I need a new one. And I'm really trying to start thinking that might be a great product or a project that we do on the 303, on the Weaver 303, because we've had some questions about that. So anyway, yes, big yes on that one. Let's see, David G, starting out from Arizona. David, I hope you're good. Thanks for being with us. Jan Nagel. Yeah, there's your name. In the middle of moving. Jan, I am sorry to hear about that. That is something I would not wish on my biggest enemy is moving. And it's not the physical move. That's a headache. Packing's a headache. Moving's a headache. It's the paperwork on the other end that it never seems to end. Okay, anyway, good luck on that one. We'll all be thinking about you. Keep us in the loop. Let's see. Daniel reads, Chuck, is there a trick to sizing gauntlets for custom orders? A simple straight measurement doesn't seem to work. Daniel, I don't have a good one on that. We've got the video on that, and I show how to measure on that, but it sounds like you're having a little bit more trouble, and it might be the weight, but also some folks, and I had a customer that was a big guy, small wrist, but very large forearms, and it was a difficult cut to make. Daniel, I might say if you've got the subject, work with some copy paper. I don't have a better answer than that. Daniel, I'm going to put some thought into that though. If you want to, drop in something more specific, and let's see if I can at least maybe help today, but if not, maybe help next week. I'll do my best. Custom works, it's hard. Custom work is hard. Roman Foster, God bless, right back, Roman. I'm so glad you're with us and so glad you jumped in. Yeah, Harv guy helping out there, 15%, material, time, cost, and frustration. Okay, Slim Jim 86, where's a good place to get large tabletop cutting mats? I can only answer this on one. Not necessarily mat, but our cutting boards, the white poly, I love them. I love them for punching, and they're good for cutting. We've got a restaurant supply here in Atlanta, and I'm sure most carry this because all the chefs use them. They'll cut it to size for you. And if I remember correctly, you can get 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. And again, they'll cut it to size. Now it's like 10 or 12 bucks a square foot. So, which really isn't bad, per square foot. But when like I want a 3x6 foot piece, well, that's like 180 bucks. Yeah. So, I'm probably not going that route. Surely out there, there's a material that's sold in quantity, like a 4x8, like a plywood would be. I don't know, but you know what? If you find something, let us know. because that's a cool idea, particularly if we can get it a little cheaper than the big cutting board. Jennifer Forrest, it's good to see your name. I've seen your stuff pop up on the webpage. I have felt bad because I mispronounced Jennifer's name like week after week after week, and but I'm glad to see you're with us, Jennifer. Very cool. Let's see, Travis Cochran probably helping out. I wet for my holsters. Absolutely. You can get them to fit like a glove, literally. And I've seen everywhere from, just a light mold down to a mold that actually looks like the gun itself. Very cool. A little bit beyond my abilities. But I have heard the vacuum sealers. I've always wanted to try this, but I just haven't. It's on the list. Vacuum sealers are supposed to be great for molding a holster, particularly. Love to buy one. I'll put it on the list. Okay. So when I get my 3 weeks vacation, yeah. Chris Gould put up shed yesterday, wooden bench put together today. Chilling now with Chuck and fellow crafters. Life is good, Chris. I'm so glad you feel that way. Hope everybody does. When we get in our shop, man, just push it away. Let's work on some leather and have a good time with it. And it really does. Got to push. We got to concentrate. There's only so much capacity here, right? So, Josiah, please, is there a tool you can use in place of a swivel knife? Not really. And there probably is. If someone knows tools real well, like, do we have a Mac Tools guy, or him or her? I can't imagine there's not. There is just a very inexpensive swivel. It's not a swivel. It's just on a post that inexpensive that works. Anybody that can help Josiah out, anybody that's got some good ideas, toss that in there. See if we can help. Thorsten, Asane Solomon, got comments here. In fact, let me jump over to that. I'm getting a little caught up here. Brian Walt, glad to have you with us from Nuevo, California. Very cool. Johnny, 30806. Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's see. Thought for the day, okay? Never hold a cat and a dustbuster at the same time. These are just life lessons, right? You know what? While we're here, here's another one. Never ask a 2-year-old to hold your dye bottle. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Also, no matter how hard you try, you can't baptize a cat. Okay, just food for thought. Let's see. All right. Hellos. Now, this is from last week. New names, folks I haven't seen. Umbra Fox, very cool. Gretchen Youngdahl. Gretchen, I hope you're back with us this week. Rafa Batrez, TNL Leather here. Seamus McCool. How cool is that? Good name. Seamus from North Alabama. Hey, we're not far apart. Gabriel Abreu. Cheers from Brazil and chills right back to Brazil. Rick Compton, Maryland. Cabby Craft, Michelle. RD Vieira Sr., I hope you're back with us this week. Y'all, it's a pleasure to have you with us. It really is. And it's a blast to see new names. Fast name. Let's see. I'm sorry. Fast Stone. Fast Stone, a big hello from Russia. Spasiba, friend. Big hello right back to you. Eric Gott Backlid. Eric from Norway. All right. Nice, Eric. And Jathan Anderson, Anchor Down Leather. Good name. Very good name. Easy to say, easy to remember. Score. All right. So let's see. Jumping forward a little bit. I need to read these, because my friends will put in things we don't want to. Yeah, family show. Oh man, Josh. Okay, Josh makes a really good point here. I am in the process of making backpacks and refining my own patterns for them. My design changes almost daily. If you're refining, that's exactly right. But the big point here is you're taking each one and you're taking the next one a step further, learning what you got on this one, going to the next. Dying to make a backpack, and we need to do a video on that. Also, the Creative All I spun through, all love their patterns. Love these. I'm just now getting to that party. Yeah. But y'all, that's very cool, beautiful patterns. Um, let's see. Lonnie Sharp is with us. Let's see. Any thoughts on sanding top grain down to nubuck? I can't seem to find much of it. But those guys with sneakers, yeah, we carry the nubuck, Lonnie. Check our website. I don't know about the top grain. It's probably going to be pretty inconsistent. It would be very hard to get that consistent. It would probably be a semblance of a nubuck. I just don't know that it kind of raises a lot of questions that I don't have a good answer for. Certainly try. I mean, even a small swatch, give it a shot. Maybe try a couple of different levels of sandpaper. The rougher is going to be too harsh. That's going to peel and it's going to be a mess. But I don't know on that one. That's actually something that requires a good experiment. But if you do, let us know. I'd be anxious to hear that. Let's see. Good. Everybody's helping each other out. Y'all, thank you for this. I felt so bad going through all the comments this morning. It's just I missed all of them. But let's just say that. I missed all of them. And some great questions and comments. But so many folks helping each other out. Y'all, I'm happy to just sit here. I'd like to just kick the feet up, cup of joe, and just watch some of the answers roll by. I learn here as much as y'all do. I really do. And thank you. Thank you for making this what it is. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Daniel. Man, the customer's on the other side of the country, so that's tricky. Yeah. Also, the weight of the leather definitely shortens them. That's exactly right. Daniel, I don't know if I can help, but if you want to email us, the email's on the company website, and just put per Chuck or for Chuck or something like that. I don't know if I can help, but maybe if we're in direct communication, maybe there's something I can toss out there. Might just be the trick. It might just be the trick. I hate not being able to help out. That makes me crazy. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that other guy. There you go, tossing in some help there. Joe R. Can you darken chrome tan leather effectively and how? I would probably say not. But, right, if it were my project and I had a piece of chrome, I'm not going to use it, but it's close to a color I would like, and if I get it to that color, I will use it. Maybe deglaze. This is never a great idea on chromes. You can deglaze, re-dye, or antique, or stain, and then re-top coat. Again, experiment with a little piece, so my advice doesn't destroy your piece of leather. Don't want that. But maybe give that a shot. Maybe deglaze and maybe hit with an antique. If you just want to take that color down just a little bit. Sometimes chromes are really bad about, that top coat's really sunk down into the pores, and therefore nothing else is going to sink into the pores. So it's just going to sit on that top grain. And it's not going to want to dry out. That's a tough. I might deglaze. I might dye and then wipe down and then maybe deglaze again. Maybe pull out whatever's left there, still leaving a little darkness to it, but maybe pull out whatever's left. Maybe then top coat it. See if it's tricky. Chromes are tricky. It can be done. But they're a little bit tricky. But give it a try. Sometimes you hit a chrome, that's no problem. It re-dyes beautifully, re-top coats beautifully, no problem. See what happens there. Let's see. Epiphany Designs for You. Nice name. Hi there, right back. I'm glad you're with us. Let's see. Do you know much about bell skivers? I have some 10-ounce leather and it needs to be split. I can't figure out how to adjust my skiver to accommodate. I have never used a bell skiver, to be honest with you. Is anybody, again, I feel like I'm just not answering any question here today. Ask anything when I can be of absolutely no help whatsoever. Somebody's going to chime in with some good information there. You're with a bunch of people that can't wait to help. You really are. So we'll see if a good answer pops up here shortly. Let's see. Oh man, we got some great y'all helping each other out. Thank you for that. I'm not going to jump into some of these. And also like on the fan page, um there's really just two notes on the fan page because lately they kind of a well lately, I mean last day, right? There've been more questions than projects up. Some gorgeous projects coming up. Y'all, if you haven't seen the fan page, jump over to that. The point there is first off, um Bandit Blades had a great comment. Fan page collaboration on the can koozies has been amazing. I have at least 12 new ideas. Thanks all. How fun is that? How cool is that? So, Bandit Blades, good for everybody. Win-win situation there. Um, what I was going to say more than anything about the fan page is I'm pretty much on there every day. Um, but if there's somebody asks a question and I look and there's like 20 answers, I will probably just click like and move on. Unless I really have something pertinent that'll help. I hate just jumping in and saying, "Oh, all good answers." Wow, Chuck, another knowledge gem. Thanks, right? But no, but um, I'll jump in if there's not a lot of, but I'll see every post, absolutely. And there's some great work and some great questions and some great answers. Everybody helping out. Uh, Billy Blaze, that's quite a great comment. Bless your heart, and thank you for putting that up there. Um, let's see, Rhinus Leatherworks. Nice to see your name up there. Barry Hatton. Uh, yeah, okay, Barry. I don't really have a lot of time there, Barry. Can someone tell me what tools I need to make a revolver holster? We've got a video on making a holster. That's going to be a big help. That'll be a big help. Check on that. But anybody else wants to toss some information in there, you're welcome to. It's not a long list, and the tools are not terribly expensive. And the best part there is typically the tools like when you work veg tan, use the same tools on every project, your groovers, your edgers, your revolving punch. So when you buy a tool, it's rare that you're going to buy it, for just a couple of uses and you're going to put it away. So, yeah. So watch the video and see if that helps. Let's see. All right. Rhinus Leatherworks. Do you use a clicker press? If so, when would you recommend one? I'm not a production shop, but I love my 4-ton. Yeah. If you're a production shop, it cuts cutting down. Like if you're doing holsters, or billets or purse flaps or bodies, it cuts your cutting time by 90%. And I'm not kidding. Boom, boom, cut. And with your dies, you can get your dies with all your hole punches, round holes, oblongs, round ends, English points. The problem is that the dies can get expensive. Okay, so if you just get an outline die, it's going to be relatively affordable. Like, you're doing a pouch flap, easy enough. But the expense is going to increase as you add more cuts, more bends, round holes, oblongs. The point is super fast. You've got multiple stages there. So you could, if you want to save in your time when you're cutting, just get a cutting die. Absolutely. It's going to be relatively affordable. You'll pay for that in no time. And then you can maybe say, time-wise, you're drilling your holes. You can drill a stack at one time, your rivet holes and whatnot. So that's a big help to you. But if it's something you're really pumping out, I would say go all out on that because now you're taking all your punching, all your holes, all your cutting, and you're trimming 3 or 4, maybe 5 steps down into one, and that's only taking 12 seconds. So big help if you're a production shop, but there's some cost involved. But so worth every penny. And from here on out, our dies are big and thick, and they are going to last for years. Yeah, I've got a couple over there. I might also say we've got standard dies like spur straps or conchos or hearts or boots, earrings. If any one of those kind of lands into one of your product lines, grab one. They're relatively inexpensive and just see what happens. So yeah, okay, that's enough on that one, but I hope that's a good answer. When working in a craft store, I've seen so many, not so many. I've run into a couple of people at craft stores. I'm not talking about just leather craft, but they're almost a little bit unhelpful. I wouldn't say arrogant, and I hate to use that word. standoffish, maybe, because you almost feel like I don't want to ask a stupid question. You know, wrong. I mean, in my store, you could ask me, what's a rivet? My answer is, how much time do you have? And as you're running away, no, come back. We've got more to talk about, right? Anyway, so just a rant, I guess, just a rant. All right, so let's say, Kinsey, all right, good, good. Robin, yeah, good, y'all. Good tips here. I'm not going to jump into that. I'm not going to jump into that. Let's do this. Let's jump over. All right, so this is from last week, and I've got some of these down here mostly are for just small little statements, and that means so much. Okay, so, um, yeah, okay. EY John J Juan, and I'm sorry, I'm not getting that one. Please forgive me if you're back this week. But he makes a great point, or they make a great point. Let's see, for anyone unsure about leathers, Weaver has free samples on the website. That's exactly right. And I forget to mention this a lot, but if you want to try a piece of leather, or you want to touch it, that's the point. We want to touch it. On every leather page on our website, you can order a free sample. Now, it's not this little 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch piece, I think it's a 2 or 3 inch piece, maybe, give or take. Don't hold me to that. I haven't gotten any because, I just get the side, or right. This is great for so many reasons. First off, you can get the leather. You can feel the weight. You can feel the texture. If you get a veg tan, how well does it case? How well does it stamp? How well does it dye? But also, if you're new to leather, if you say, you want to kind of get a feel for weights, and absolutely, you will quickly. But get maybe like, a 2 to 3, a 4 to 5, an 8 to 9, and maybe a 10 to 11. Well, there's a good spread for you. Now you're going to start to be able to feel the differences in the weights, and they're pretty noticeable once you start to feel them. Now, I mean, 6, 7, 7, 8, a 6, 7, some of that can be 7, 7, 8, some can be 7, so they can be, anyway, you'll get the feel of leather very quickly. The second part of that is you'll get the feel for leather when you make a project too heavy or too light. That's the best. That's the best teacher. And sometimes that still happens. I just did that with a pouch. I wanted an 8 to 9 ounce backing and a 4 to 5 ounce pocket, thinking the 8 to 9 ounce, that's going to give it a good solid backbone. It bends. It's just too much. It's too much. So I need to back off to maybe a 6, 7. You know what? We learn as we go. We absolutely do. And that tends to happen. Let's see. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So the swatches, those are great for a number of reasons, but we have a swatch of everything. You can get a feel of the leather that you're thinking about ordering. Okay. Ruth Greenwood, is Suede actually split? Yeah, we talked about this. I'll go over it real quick if anybody's new. A Suede is typically called a split because the tannery is literally going to skive. It's a big horizontal knife. They're going to skive a piece of leather. So you've got your top grain, the piece that comes off the back, that's your Suede. It's split off of the main hide, or it's split off the top grain. That's why Suede's called a split, and that's why it's Suede on both sides. Now, we lose our strength in that. The strength is with the top grain. But really, for the projects we use Suede for, it really isn't an issue. But even Suede lace, I know I'm trying to think of all this. Even Suede lace is relatively strong. I tend to cut a lot of my own lace, for a number of reasons, and we're going to do a video on that. Actually, I've got like 9 documents open on my laptop, different scripts for all these. Now I'm starting to get confused. Yeah, it's not a long journey on that one. Anyway, good. Okay, Vanessa Kitty kicking in some information there, y'all. Thank you. Okay, jump back over here. Okay, Tony Holiday. Here's a good one, Chuck. What if you did a leather element or a series of elements about drawing and creating patterns? You got it. Yeah. So starting this series, I wanted to do creating pattern from scratch, but we're doing the belt. It doesn't really mesh. And I shot it like 6 times, and it just is, they don't go together. They don't mesh. So I'm going to break that out. We're going to do a leather element on just making a pattern from scratch. So you're up, Tony. We're on it for you. Yeah, we'll take care of that. Let's see. And that'll probably release pretty, I don't know how shortly, but I think that's going to come up. I'll get that knocked out. So I think that's going to come up before we start the series. So let's see. Okay, Bob, and I saw this and I think I commented on it, but it bears mentioning again, but for all of us. Let's see. What kind of leather would you use to make a Western style vest? I would say, all right, couple of options. I love our deer tan cow. We use that on the purse video, but it needs to be lined. Make a perfect vest because it's like a 2 to 3 ounce, very supple, but it would need to be lined. All right. Another option is the chap leather. Love it. Or our Telfair leather. In fact, I remembered to get a little piece, which surprises even me. I love this. Very supple, but it's like a 4 to 5 ounce leather, so it's got some good body. So if you wanted to make a vest out of that, probably don't need to line it. But if you put pockets, they're not going to have that refined look, like say on your bend backs or hemmed edges. It's not going to have that refined look of maybe the deer tan cow. But wow, what a great vest. We don't need to line it. And I love making lace out of that. Let's see. Most of our upholstery leathers would work good. Some would need to be lined. One that sticks out in particular is the vintage Cowboy. Now we're talking whole hides here, upholstery. Now we're paying a lot less money per square foot, noticeably, but we're buying a bigger piece, 45, 55 square feet. 45 square feet is the average hide because I just heard the boss go. Anyway, some are pretty big, but yeah, they average 45 square feet. So may not be the best way to go, but I love that leather. It's a gorgeous color. Let's see. All right, Uncle Josh, 1 Ton Fishing Club. Commenting, ordering it now, Josh and Chuck and Jerry. Thanks, fam. How much does that say? Those 2 words. Thanks, fam. I believe it. Family, just how cool is that? I had to jot that down just for that one. Okay, Tristan Tarrant, because this is simply funny. Chuck, love your videos. Tristan, thank you. I hope you're back with us. Let's see. I'm an upholsterer, but I've never worked with veg tan, and I've started working on a motorcycle seat with 5 to 6 ounce veg tan, but it's driving me crazy. Yeah, multiple exclamation points there. I feel the same when I go over to Chrome's. It's making me crazy. It'll come to you. It will. And I bet you'll start to love the veg tan. I bet you will, but that's a cool project. Motorcycle seat. Let's see. All right. So as Saint Solomon, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Biggest fans. Let's see. I'm one of your biggest fans, and bless your heart. Thank you for that. And really would want to have more lectures. West Africa. Very cool. Honored that you're with us. I'm going to do my best to make these as fast as I can. I will certainly try. All right, Bridget Benson. I think, let's see. Okay. I know I'm talking too fast because I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. Let's see. Okay. Chuck, I call a flag on the field. Flag on the field. Yeah. Whistles. Stop play. Let's see. You're an artist, and I believe she's speaking to all of us. Yeah. Art isn't limited to canvas or such. Let's see. Or such leather is out medium and tools are brushes. Wait a minute. All right. Leather is our medium and tools are our business. There we go. We have the ideas and have the manifest to turn them into reality. That's such a big point. And I always laugh because, again, in Leathercraft, we don't just have an empty canvas. We get to make the canvas too. How cool is that? Our work is multi-levels. There's so many things we can do. But Bridget, you're exactly right on that one. Thank you for putting that out there. Tony Holiday, leather element idea. Okay, good one. Taking old wrecked leather item and repurposing it to something new. My example is I have an old pair of leather boots that I plan on stripping down and using to make a journal. That's very cool. I've seen old leather boot purse and bag, I think. And it was kind of cool because yeah, repurposing. Absolutely. But good comment there. Let's see. Okay, Mike Stoning. We're not going to go into a lot on this one because Mike hits it on the nose. Always lots of opinions on oiling leather, from before dyeing to after dyeing to don't do it at all. Thoughts from everyone. And anybody, and you might have pitched in on last week. I just go with, I'll clean my leather with an oily rag. I keep it in a baggie, neat's foot. I go pure or compound. I don't really know which it is. I've got both. But oiling is a problem. It can be a problem. We've talked about this, and I don't know if I can remember where we might have the best conversation. It's one of the older lives, but I think we've talked about this in a leather element too. Oil has just got a lot of problems. It's the life of the leather. It's just like the oil in your car. It just has all kinds of problems tagging along. It's got baggage. Yeah. So I just lightly clean with leather, with oil after my dye and let it go. And let it go. So I'm hoping we had a lot of good comments from last week. I don't really remember any right off. Anyway, up to you, experiment. Try the rag, just lightly damp with oil. And I keep it in a baggie so it doesn't evaporate. Just more clean your leather. It gets a little bit of oil in there, but it's not enough to streak or spot or make it inconsistent. And that's one of the big problems. Anyway, all right. So see if that helps. But also, if you look back, you'll find one where we really go to great length on talking about some oils. Let's see, Josh. Well, Josh, you know what? You put it up here. The boss is going to see it. Chuck, can you ask Weaver about upgrading your website? I hate having to sign in over and over and over while using the site. I have a whole list of issues with it. Oh, Josh, the boss will see that. We've got people that just do nothing but keep that baby running. That is so above me and out of my pay grade. We got great people on it, but if it's an issue, we now know it. So thank you for bringing that up. Absolutely. Let's see. All right, Robert DeLisle. Saw a video on YouTube about dyeing leather. The guy said no matter how you apply it, you should mix it 50-50, even pro dye. Robert, I don't know. I've never done that. Old school folks talk about dyeing when the leather is wet, moist. I've never done this. Probably more than anything is because the dye works perfectly out of the bottle for me. The oil, the alcohol, Pro's got an oil dye stuff, an oil-based dye stuff. Oil and water don't mix. Experiment again. If anybody wants to try this as an experiment, I've always wanted to, and I need to wet a piece of leather, cut it up, maybe one piece dries an hour, one piece dries 2 hours, 1, 3, 4, and then add dye and see what happens. The old school folks, they know what they're talking about. Typically they know what they're doing. So I'd put their advice and opinion up top. It's it's worth trying out. It's worth trying out. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Steve Milford. After a trip to the lake, olive oil works on veg tan wallets pretty well. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. So oil, for the most part, it's oil. It's oil. So give it a shot. Try a couple of different things. Let us know how that comes out. I know I'm like, ooh, we got to try this. And the brain talking and thinking doesn't happen together. Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to set that aside, talk about that later. Let's see. All right. Last week, I just another two. A life fear or little fear. And I wanted to bring this up because this is a good point. I need a belt, but I have a waist 60 inches. Hard to find, and I'm sorry about that. Need a gun belt. No one sells them for my size. Here's why I put this down. So I decided to get into leather and make it. That's probably how many of us started in leather because we needed or wanted something and we either couldn't afford it or couldn't find it or it wouldn't fit or a whole list of reasons. But very cool there. That's cool getting in. Um, let's see, Daniel Bennett. One more, this last one. Again, let's see. You got me into leather and watching your videos helped me get through the pandemic while deployed overseas. Bless your heart, most likely military. Thank you more than you know from every one of us. Thank you for standing on that wall. Weaver's got a customer for life. Daniel, that's a great comment for so many reasons. So many reasons. So thank you for that. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Joke of the day. Let's go ahead because Mr. Pilot 737 thought about you on this one. You probably heard this one. Being a pilot, my dad's heard all of them. A plane was delayed almost an hour. One of the passengers asked why. Well, a flight attendant said, one of the pilots heard a noise that he wasn't comfortable with, so we just had to get a new pilot. Right? Oh, yay! All right. So, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. What do you call a cow with two legs? Lean beef. Okay, I'll quit. I promise. I'll stop right there. And that should make everybody happy, right? Yeah, let's stop doing that. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Arctic Arsenal. Here we go. Good. Let's see. I have dampened leather before dyeing. I think it helps to slow the evaporation and drying of the dye while spreading it, so it goes on more even. There we go. That's good information. Yeah, okay, good. I know. Again, I got to think about this, but I got to talk. And dead air, send to all broadcasting. Okay. Thank you for that. Let me jump back up here. Arctic Arsenal. I'm going to try that. I'm going to probably try that this evening. I need to write that down, but I'll see that comment next week, so I'll make sure I'm prepared. You know what? I'll pitch my 2 cents in and see how that happens. I'll do a little experimenting. Oh, Brad Reed, more jokes. Oh, you really don't want that, do you? There are things. Let's see. James Sackington. There's James. Good to see your name up. Just ordered a bunch of leather from Weaver to continue working on the leather armor project. Cool. Glad to see they restocked a bit of stuff that I needed. Glad to hear that. Things are coming back around. I know lumber's been a real issue. I've got a friend that's a contractor, and he said, I don't know what kind of board he was talking about, but he said a 4x8 foot piece went from $15 to $65. But he had a good reason. And it wasn't lack of materials. They, like everybody else, when this whole thing started, we don't know what's going to happen. So they backed off on production. Well, like us at Weaver, wish we hadn't done that. Wish we would have had been, would had been, oh, good English, would have been full speed ahead. But nobody knew what was going to happen. No crystal ball out there. We'll have to have one of those. Let's see. Let's see. Josiah. All right. Can the normal butterfly sewing machine be used in sewing leather? Butterfly, I'm not familiar with, unless that's a brand name. No. Yes, but no. There's always a but in leather, right? You can usually sew on your retail machine. Here's the problem. Most retail machines, since I think about the mid 60s, maybe somewhere in there, they started going to plastic gearing, cheaper. Yeah, the weight, cheaper, the whole 9 yards. The problem is those are going to start to strip. You'll get to a point where you would have to spend more money replacing the pieces and the parts in the machine than you would buying a new machine. So I wouldn't look for a used. If you kind of want to step into it, look for a used industrial. They're not nuts crazy to understand. The low end machines are made for going one way fast. You can slow them down. If you get one with a clutch motor, call us. We've got a servo motor. Going to change your world. I mean, no kidding. If anybody's dealt with a clutch motor, especially buying a used machine out of a production shop, those people sit down and press that treadle full speed, and they do 3 feet in 2 seconds. I'm not. I can do 3 feet in 2 seconds, The only problem is the project's only 1 foot long. Yeah, which creates a problem. Anyway, okay, so Vanessa Kitty. We've been exchanging cedar 4x4 posts with pressure treated. They went from $4 each to 20. It'll be coming back in. It'll level out. We'll all level out back again. We sure will. Kind of feeling back to normal here in Georgia. Blade Show, Ren Fair was packed with people. Robin, I'm sorry, I don't know on that one. Robin, you can email us. And again, put, for Chuck, I'll do my best to find out. We're just the whole Weaver. We're all working as hard as we can to try to get stock back up. And from talking to some folks, what I understand is that it's not just a local issue. It's all the way back to the raw materials, getting those to the plant to make these things, getting enough people in there to do it, then getting a ship, then getting a rail car, then getting a truck, and getting the people to do it. It's just a problem that literally goes all the way back, I think, to the mines. Don't hold me on that. That's just guesswork. It's just more, to the very beginning. But we're working hard on it, and I apologize for me and everybody at Weaver. I absolutely do. That's first and foremost in our minds. It's getting that inventory back in. For so many reasons. For so many reasons. Anyway, let's see. All right. Okay, let me jump over here so I can keep my job. Still employed thus far. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, notes from the boss. 3:51. Again, I've been avoiding looking at the clock, because it goes so fast. Why doesn't work go this fast? Who can explain that to me? Why work doesn't go as fast as the lives or holidays or Friday evenings or Saturdays? All right, notes from the boss. We still have 15% off of double shoulders with the promo code Father's Day. All right. We have 15% off on stitching ponies with the promo code PONY15, PONY15. Yeah, if you're trying to hold your sewing between your knees, I'm not pointing fingers. Done it myself. Right? I've sewn projects in my lap, in the truck, going to a show. I'm not kidding. I have actually done that. All right. We also got a pretty big sale starting tomorrow. This is a big one. 15% off on veg tan single shoulders and V-cut double shoulders with the promo code VEGTAN, VEGTAN. I'm going to roll on this one. Okay, y'all might want to go get some coffee, come back, restroom. Yeah, let the pets out. I love our single shoulders. And we took a bunch of these to the Blade Show and it kind of only dawned on me, really? We've met. This won't be a surprise. I've been doing the Blade Show for 10 years. The Blade guys are doing projects this big. Belts, yeah. The sheaths are this big. For the most part, that's what they're working with. So a double shoulder or a side, it's just more than these guys really need, more than these folks really need, other than the production folks who are, pumping out sheaths and whatnot. So a single shoulder is perfect for the Blade folks. And really for a lot of us, it's a small piece. It's going to be about 8 square feet. We saw some that were ridiculous big. The boss is going, don't say that again. They average, I think, 7 square feet. All right. Still a deal. But every extra foot you get, beyond that, it's a win. And it's Weaver. They're going to be pretty. We've been dealing with the same company for 45 years. We've been in business 46 years. So almost from the start, I think 46. Might be 47. I don't know. Anyway, okay. And again, the boss is going, really? Did we get a deal on this guy? Right? Did we get this guy at bargain price? Anyway, love the single shoulders and the price, great price. Smaller cuts of leather. And I would say if you've started with a belly, your next best step, hands down, is single shoulder. Yeah, you're going to love the leather. Anyway, all right, V-cuts. Now, this takes a little explanation because, again, at the Blade Show, we sold these almost as fast as we could put them up front. Anyway, a V-cut, if you think of a bull, they've got that hump. Well, the tanner is going to cut that piece out because it's not going to work. So they're going to cut that piece out. So we've got a V cut, and really, it kind of really isn't much larger than that. It may be 8-10 inches deep. It's a great cut. Here's the thing. It's not great for the belt folks because they're going to lose 7 or 8 inches of purchased leather that they now cannot make a belt out of. But for the rest of us, holsters, all kinds of great things can come out of a V cut. It's just that. It's a great tannage. Again, on these, I was surprised at the sizes coming through. I shouldn't be. It's Weaver. I know that. I work here. Anyway, they're great purchases, great leather, quality leather, on sale now, or let's see, starting tomorrow, 15% off, and the promo code there is VegTan. Okay, so craft or fail of the week. I don't have any. I've kind of been working on getting videos together, so I don't really have any good ones. Oh, next week I will. I promise you. Anybody wants to pitch these in, and I just see the comments blowing by. They're just blowing by. Lane. Here's a good one. Let's see. I cover all my tool handles in hockey tape. Yeah, it gives a great grip and saves the leather for the tool rolls. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. I use gaffer's tape just because I hit the audio store now and then. They have it. I pick up bright colors. But yeah, good one. And also, for those older folks, or if you get tired, you got a lot of tooling, say just for anybody who gets tired or has trouble holding the tool, wrap your stamp tool in gauze and just tape it off. I saw that from Crates Leather. I used to buy a lot of leather from them when I had my business. They had 2 full-time toolers. I'm not kidding. That's all they did. I've learned so much from those 2 gentlemen. And their slab. They had it was like 2, maybe 30 inches by 18 inches, but they had it to where it was at an angle, a little bit of an angle. That was cool. And I mean, their tool racks, hundreds of tools, but you could tell they had a smaller rack. If I remember correctly, they had a smaller rack just for their common tools, bevels, camos, backgrounders, and every one of those was taped with gauze. And I remember seeing that. You know what? If they're doing that, I need to do that. But yeah, that was cool to watch those guys work fast. I mean, with a basket weave, one hit. It was gorgeous and perfectly straight. I mean, they do it, 40 hours a week. So I don't. But anyway, yeah, good tip on that. And I also use different colors to mark my tools. Like I've got yellow on my 1/4 inch. Oh, can't be. It's got to be a 3/16 inch smooth bevel. But I mean, I can look down at my pile of tools because we all have them. I know we can say we don't, but they end up in a pile. I can pick that one out because it's hard to find tools, right? Unless you look at the head on each tool, it can be kind of hard to find. So my key tools, the ones that I'm always looking for, those got yellow tape. Like if I do a class, I'll mark mine, right? Not really, but now I've got a couple of tools that have like 3 different colors of tape, and I've forgotten what they signify. Is that just me? Probably. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. All right. So, tool or leather or product of the week, Chicago screws. Okay. Just finished the video. This is going to be up Friday on Chicago screws. Really? Yeah. 12 minutes of video. I surprised myself. There's so many things we can do with these. And so many creative ways we can go. And there's so many places we can help. These can help us in our project. And to be perfectly honest, and I mentioned this in the video, I just missed using one of these cool tricks on a project. Yeah. So anyway, that'll be up Friday. But kind of some creative things we can do with the Chicago screws. It kind of sounds like, if you're new to leather, a Chicago screw is a threaded rivet. And we use it most commonly, like you'll see these on belts where you have a buckle. You could change out the buckle, and they have screw backs on them. It's a Chicago screw or screw post, or barrel screw, or barrel post. No kidding. I was researching this. There's like 20 names for a Chicago screw or screw post. Funny thing, I can't find out why it's called a Chicago screw. Yeah, it's like a mob term, right? Oh, we're gonna give him the old Chicago screw, right? Yeah, yeah, brother. Um, I talked to the top end of the fastener industry. I talked to the top end of the leathercraft industry. I even called like Ohio Travel Bag and said, "Hey, do y'all have like some old school folks, some old timers that might know why a Chicago screw's called?" Nothing, nothing. Nobody knows this. Yeah, if you got an answer to that, let us know. But anyway, okay, so that's on for this Friday. Um, I finished a video last couple of days called common shop patterns. I asked my boss if we could put that in the release this only if our lives depended on it file, because I feel like it's really, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it meshes. It doesn't feel like there's continuity to it. I'm thinking there's great information in there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so got that coming up. Let's see. Let's see other videos. Let's see. Okay, we got that one. All right, how to create patterns from scratch. We're gonna do a leather element on that one. I'm probably gonna start on that tomorrow. Now the series we're doing, the series 7, I think it's gonna be 7, is we've done a video in the past on the steps in the process, and I'm hoping that was helpful. But now we're gonna do the steps in the process, but we're gonna concentrate less on the project, but more on the available tools that are there to help us. And I even say in the intro in the video, and I believe this, we don't have to be creative. We do not have to be artistic. We don't have to be mechanically inclined to make products that are absolutely gorgeous. We don't have to. There are so many products out there. They're waiting in the wings, just waiting to dive in and help us out. And that's what the video, we're looking at the tools to help as opposed to the steps in the process. I hope this is good. It seems to, I'm off to a rough start with it. I'm off to a rough start. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's see. Waco, Texas. Let's see. The Heart of Texas Leather Show. That's coming up August 6th through 8th. That's in Waco, Texas. I'm teaching a class on closures. And again, that sounds like a snooze fest, doesn't it? Right. Weirdly, no. I sat down and I think I've said this before. You're probably getting tired of hearing this. Yeah, come get a cup of coffee, come back. We'll be back. Anyway, I sat down and I started writing down all the closures. There are so many. There are so many. Our snaps to swings, swing clasp, locks, the locks, LOXX, and ones that look like a combination lock. So we're going to do like 11 closures. And then we're going to kick around like a toggle, making a toggle. We've got that in one of our videos. Make these out of leather. It's a cool design. Easy to do, burns up scrap. So anyway, closures class. You can now if you're gonna come out to the convention, it's the Waco Hilton, I believe. I should have written that down. But anyway, they've got a group code. It's called HOT or Heart of Texas. So if you want a room there at the show, you can do that. That's really cool. That's cool. For the Blade Show, it's my own town, so I stay at home. And like Friday with the rush hour in Atlanta, it's like an hour and 45 to get there. Anyway, staying in the hotel, sleep in, have a little breakfast, go work out a little bit. Evening's pool. We don't have a pool at the house. Yeah. Okay. Let's see again, Houston Center for Contemporary Craft. Suited Up, Contemporary Armor Making in Texas, June 5th through September 11th. That's running now, downtown Houston. Dragon Con, I've been working with, they're great folks. And they're totally nonprofit. Dragon Con, 80-something thousand attendees, nonprofit. They're nonprofit. And I think even on their website, they list all the charities that the proceeds go to. What a production. I cannot believe the size and scope of that. All right, so let's see. All right, I think that covers everything I've got here. All right, so we're going to jump back over here. It's already after 4. I can't believe this goes so fast. I cannot believe it, and I miss everything. Let's see. Okay, Douglas Shaw. Oh man, yeah. please don't apologize for that. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I wasn't able to join y'all earlier, taking care of my sweetheart. Bless your heart for that. Who is recovering from surgery. She had a week ago. She's doing great. There we go. There we go. Keeping us in the loop. That's Douglas. Tell her we're thinking about her. She's in our prayers. Glad to hear that. Taking care of my sweetheart. How cool is that? And bless your heart. Have I told you that Southern? It has two meanings. One is bless your heart. Yes, God bless your sweetheart. That's exactly what it means. The other one is, you moron. Right? You hit yourself on the thumb with a hammer again. Well, bless your heart. Yeah, right. So it actually has two meanings. And sometimes, naked in the South has two meanings. Well, there's naked, N-A-K-E-D, and then there's naked, N-E-K-E-D. There's a difference. Okay. If you're naked, you just don't have any clothes on, right? If you're naked, you don't have any clothes on and you're up to something. Yeah. So there's the difference there. Okay. That's all I had on my script today. So, let's see, Vanessa Kitty, do you have, snaps good for marine and wet areas? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I need to make a leather poncho and some bags that need rust-proof snaps. I don't know that. I know our snaps are coated, and I would almost worry more about the leather than the snaps. Vanessa, I think they'd be great. I think they'd be fine. I don't know if I have a good example of snaps. Actually, I do. And I think they're fine because I made a blade cover for my wood axe for camping. And I just bent a piece of leather over and put line 24s down it. That was like 10 years ago. And that has, considering the last campouts we went on were absolute rainouts, one with tornado warnings. Yeah, that's our camp. Yeah, great. Good timing. But it's been in my equipment box with all my ropes and stuff for years. And if I remember correctly, when I pulled it out, I looked at it and thought, oh, the snaps look good. Don't hold me to that. I can look at it. I know where it is, but I think you would be okay. I think you would be okay, at least with our line 2024 in segments. I'm pretty sure, but hopefully I hope that's solid advice there. I want to make a hooded leather poncho. Wow. Oh, you gotta keep us up to speed on that one on the fan page. Great. Well, thank you, Vanessa Kitty, for that comment. Very much so. Yeah, Sam, I am. Chuck, so what if it's after 4? You got a plane to catch or something? Yeah, no. No, there's no end to this. Literally, boss said it's yours, baby. Knock yourself out. I'm going to try not to do that. Does anybody ever hit themselves in the head with a mallet? I would never do that again. That's humiliating. Because, you got a taller setter. You're leaning over. You want that snap or that rivet cap, or just, it's got to be just, I've never done that. I'm just tossing that out there. Just, if you have, don't feel bad. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. I don't know what you can do in a leather shop that I haven't done twice. And that's when somebody's in my leather shop. They're, I don't want. No, you touch everything. You can't do something I haven't done twice. And literally, let's don't even go into it. Don, yeah, that's what I understand the second meaning to be. Oh, you more. Yeah, I know. That's right. You can slip that in and still sound like you're, oh, bless your heart. Right. Yeah. So, oh no, Billy, I knocked myself out with nunchucks once. Those are not, YouTube. What's that, like 500 hours of nunchuck videos of people just, oh man. That's something I don't even need to get in. I don't even need to get near. All right, y'all. So we're going to sort of start wrapping it up, and then we're getting a little hoarse here. Yeah, that's CS, Zoos in the South. That's right. Yeah, because we mentioned it last week, but it's worth mentioning again. Zoos in the South and North, they're the same, except zoos in the South have a description of the animal and a recipe for that animal. That's exactly right. The South. Yeah, that's right. Uh, oh no, Robert, I'm a carpenter by trade. And yes, I've hit myself in the head with a hammer. A 2x4, even concrete block, not counting all the other things I've been hit. I'm glad these are solid because, yeah, they take a beating, don't they? I'm with you on that one. Uh, yeah, Douglas Shaw. I wish Weaver had a paper catalog. I know it's old school, but you can't beat a paper catalog. Douglas, on that one, I fully agree. I will much faster go to a catalog than the website. But on my end, I feel like a catalog, you're panning. You see, oh, I need one of those. And you just, oh, I need one. Oh, I haven't seen. I just think it really beats the website hands down. Um, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, all right, y'all. Well, we're gonna start wrapping it up. Let's see what else have we got over here. Leather gauge. We didn't look at this. Now, this is not something you've got to have in your shop. But it is pretty cool. It's a leather gauge, and we sell these multiple sizes because you'll see why here in a minute. But this is simply a gauge. You drop it on your leather. For a production shop, if you've got to have exactly a 7-ounce piece of leather, this is going to be a great purchase for you. Like right there, let's see, that is exactly a 4.5-ounce piece of leather. That's exactly right. No, I'm sorry, reading that wrong. And that's all right. I'll show you mine because I'm more used to reading this. This is exactly a 10.5-ounce piece of leather. I know nobody would have noticed that, but I would have. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So here's my old school one. I'm talking about old school. Look at that baby. I got that when Schultz Tannery shut down. That gave me that. But the reason I was saying we've got this in multiple sizes is because this is a foot depth throat on it. So therefore, you can get a lot deeper into your hide. But let's see. In fact, let's see how old this is. Let's do an experiment. So on this piece of leather, this is make sure because, well, we've been here before, haven't we? Let's see. That is exactly a 10.5-ounce piece of leather. Okay, let's try this old piece. And I've used this for years. All right, so that is showing exactly 10 ounces. So this is about a half ounce short. After how many? That thing's probably 100 years old. I hope I'm still working that well at 100 years old. I hope I still look that good at 100, but I'm kind of starting to doubt it. It's like my dad said, if I'd known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Isn't that the truth? All right. Yeah, Josh, it's nice. It's nice to have around. Even the smallest, though. I mean, if you're working with smaller pieces and parts, you get this cool little carry case too. No, I just thought I'd mention that because I saw my gauge on the wall. I thought it's a cool old school piece of leather equipment to look at. And it's funny, you go through some of the old school shops. It's like most of the leather equipment was made before electricity, and somewhere in the 20s, someone just strapped a motor to it, and it works, and it still works. I've seen some of the craziest equipment. I wish I'd gotten a picture of this, and this is see if it's pertinent. And because I don't want to. Schultz Tannery had a leather gauging machine that you could run a whole hide through it, and they told me it was accurate within 1/2 of a square inch. Okay, I'll see if I can describe this. I think 72 geared wheels about that big ran all the way across this. I'm not kidding, like 72. And I'm betting they were an inch apart. Those went to a set of pulleys on fulcrums. Those went to another set, another set, another set. And I'm not kidding. At the top was a big gauge. You'd run that piece of leather through that thing and it'd go zzzz, 9.5 ounces. I'm not kidding. Coolest thing I've ever seen. And again, somebody just strapped a motor on this thing because I think it was made to where you would hook and pull the leather through it. Coolest thing I've ever seen. It's got to be out there somewhere. Somebody bought that piece of equipment. Huge. It was up on a pallet. You actually stood on a pallet to get the leather out because they went from there to a skiver. yeah, so they could wait and then skive. Anyway, it was very cool to watch that. Y'all, okay, so I hope that's a cool little piece of leather information. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. It's about 4:15. I'm going to leave this open for a minute or two. If you had a question in there that I didn't get to, it really needs a good answer. I can always put it up on the fan page, and you'll probably get an answer later today. But if not, comments, questions, and whatnot, if they can wait till next week, drop those in. But again, y'all, I'm glad y'all look forward to this. It makes it for me. Y'all make this thing, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And I hope it's fun, and I hope it's interesting, and I hope we all get a laugh out of it, because our craft is a lot of fun. Let's laugh. Absolutely, y'all. So I hope everybody has a great evening. God bless everyone. Love y'all. Have a good evening. Second half of your weekend on its way. It's a little closer for some of us than for others, but it's still on the horizon. That's what counts. Love y'all. Can't say that enough. Everybody have a great second half. We'll see you next week, 3 o'clock. We'll be right here, and I'll do my best to have some fun, interesting stuff to talk about, and we'll see if we can't get a good joke in there. All right. So good luck with your project. Bye, y'all.